But anyway, hi. Welcome to my class on colors and shapes. And of course, my bestie in the whole wide world, Magical, is here. Yeah. But yeah. Let us get started. I suppose we shall start with the shapes. Shapes. You know, like a circle, a triangle, a star, stuff like that. Let me see. So I have a handy list of shapes here. But what are shapes? Shapes. What is this thing you call a shape? I wonder. Now, there's a technical definition for it, but let's just not get to that point. Well, shapes are basically these things. Let's just do it this way. Oop, my bad. Shapes are like this. These are basic shapes. Those are examples of shapes. You have the circle, this red thing here, the square, this white thing, and the triangle, this pink thing. Sorry, I'm still a bit sick, but I'm a little better compared to yesterday. So, yeah, shapes, geometrical figures. Are we learning 12th grade geometry out here? If you want, I could teach you about conic sections if you'd like, but let's not get into that. But, anyway, let's start with what we call a circle. A circle. Let's start with that. A circle. Now, what does a circle look like? Well, I just showed you an example earlier, but let me just do it again. This is a circle. Perfectly round. It's like a ball, exactly. It's like a ball, but it's in 2 dimensions. 2 dimensions, not 3 dimensions. It's 2D, not 3D. Yeah, like your profile picture. It's in the shape of a circle, isn't it? Yeah, all these here are circles. The sun is a... Well, no, the sun is a sphere. That's a bad example. Never mind. But I'm trying to think of another example of a circle you might see on a day-to-day basis. Oh, a manhole. Like, a manhole. You know, that you know, those holes in the street that lead to the sewers. Like, that would then be another example of a circle. Circle is spelled with 1 I and 1 E. This isn't a circle, it is the color red. It could be both. Oh, that is... Well, true. Yeah, when the circle is filled in, it's a disc. But I think that can... But I think people could still... Well, I don't know. What would... I don't know. Never mind. But you get the idea either way. I'm doing both. Like, I provided an example of a circle earlier. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter that much. But I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because some circles are discs, I guess you could say. But Anyway, oh right, a CD is an example. A CD's more of a collection. It's more of a pair of circles, because there's an inner circle and there's an outer circle for a CD. Like, let me see. Yeah, a CD. It has an inner circle and an outer circle. And there's actually a term for this. We call these concentric circles. But I don't want to be too technical. But anyway, that's a circle. A door handle is a circle. If you were to take a cross section of it, or like squish it, I guess, then yeah. And as someone else said earlier, a circle is indeed the intersection of a plane and a sphere. A geometrical plane, not an actual plane like an airplane, no. Anyway, a clock is a circle, yes, true. Can you think of other examples of circles? A light bulb? If you look at it from a certain perspective, yes. That would be a circle. A watch? Yeah, the part the part where you look at the time, yes. You could think of it as a circle. A circle is a circle. Aren't tautologies fun? A plate. Yeah, a plate is a circle, basically, yes. Rings, yes. If you look, yeah, in a sense, yes. And the same could be said for a planet or a ball if you, again, look at both from a certain perspective or viewpoint. If you can't hear him, I said him. If you can't hear me, then try leaving the stage and coming back. It might be something to do with your audio. The side of a mouse scroll wheel? Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at mine right now, and it is definitely a circle. Not that I needed to look, but you get what I mean. Speaking in third person. I don't understand why some people do that. It doesn't make you sound quirky. It makes you sound annoying, but that's just me. Check your audio sources if that didn't work. It might be something to do with your audio. If it's not it's not a connection issue, then it might be an issue. You might not have selected the right audio sources. A wheel, yeah, a wheel is an example of a circle, or a tire. I keep forgetting magical. Stop being a smart. No, I'm kidding. If a person you know speaks like that, just don't talk to them. Words to live by. 50 cents, yeah. A $50 coin is an example of a circle. Coins in general, yes. So of course you all know what circles look like. Emojis, emojis are in the shape of a circle, aren't they? Traffic lights, yeah. The circular parts, yeah, exactly. A cup, mug, yeah. If you look at it from a certain perspective, because those are cylinders, but the top and bottom sides would definitely be circles. The pupil of your eye. If you take a cross section of it, yeah, technically. The iris as well would be an example. But yeah, you guys get the idea. Circles, circles, circles. No, someone already mentioned the ball, but yeah, you can think of it that way. Okay, so you all know what circles are like. Rings of Saturn. Yeah, true. A frisbee, that's another good example. Okay, but let's go ahead and move on to let's go. Actually, let's not go on to the square. Let's go on to what we call an ellipse. An ellipse or an oval. An ellipse or an oval. Here, let me write that out. Just call it oval. I would, but I have to. I want to mention the other name too. Yeah, like the number 0. Eclipse. No, that's different. Although I know you're just being silly, but yeah. An ellipse, yes, or a circle. Oh, you have to leave? Okay, bye. Bye. I forgot that I was going to introduce myself in Japanese at the beginning of class. Oh well. Yeah, an egg's kind of an example, kind of, I guess. I'm not Japanese, no. But yeah, let me provide an example of an oval. Hold on 1 moment. Gotta bring out my geometry skills here with paint. Okay, so that is an example of an ellipse or oval. So it's kind of like a circle, but not exactly. And there's a reason for that. See, a circle is actually a special kind of ellipse, for which the minor and major axes, those being the lines that go right through the middle of the oval from both sides, are equal. So in a circle, these axes are equal, and then they are known as the radius. They become the radius. But in any case, so basically, all circles are ovals, but not all ovals are circles. So an oval is different from a circle. But anyway, ovals are basically, if you think about them, they're like, it's like taking a circle and then trying to like stretch it in one direction, if that makes sense. But yeah, an egg is an example of an oval shape. Can you think of any other examples? Yeah, that's the equation of an ellipse. Yes, that's correct. Assuming that the center of the ellipse is 0, of course. 0, the ordered pair, I mean. But anyway. The Earth orbits the Sun in an ellipse. Yes, that's correct. Yes, in that case, we'd call it an elliptical, like it's an elliptical path. An elliptical orbit. The nerd server. Yeah. Hashtag STEM for life. Squircles. What the heck is a squircle? Square and circle. Oh, wait, I think I know what you're talking about. So, like a rounded square, sort of? Yeah, that. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that shape. Oh, I didn't even know that there was a name for it. No, not Squirtle, Squircle. But Squirtle's cool. Hashtag Squirtle for life. Screw Charmander and Ivy and Bulbasaur. I don't care about them. Squirtle is the best. Don't at me. Anyway, like I didn't know there was a name for it. I seen the shape. I just didn't know that there was a name for it. But anyway, what was I going to do? Oh yeah. So can you think of another example of an oval? Someone mentioned a compass, but that's I mean that's not wrong, but that would be more of a circle, which is a special kind of oval. If you take a hyperbola and like if you take like and then flip both parabolas of the hyperbola, like if you make them face each other, then yeah, you'd get an ellipse, I guess, sort of, almost, kind of, but anyway. A tablespoon? Yeah, like or spoons in general. Yeah, the part that like the part other than the handle. Like that would definitely be an example of an ellipse. Okay. iPhone app shape. That's a squircle. Unless you want to provide an example of a squircle, then yeah, that'd be correct. But anyway, the avocado, yeah, sort of. And I say sort of because like avocados are like they're oval in shape, but like one part is how do I explain? One part is a bit more narrow than the other part, like if that makes sense. Is that what is that? What on earth is that magical? Pineapple? Yeah, basically, yeah, that's correct. Tennis racket shape? Yeah, that's another good example. Football? Oh yeah, thank you. Very good example. What was the question? The question was, can you think of an example of an oval or ellipse? Well, American football, yeah, which I should probably specify that because, you know, people, because a soccer ball would not be an ellipse. Okay. Now, let's move on to our next. A lemon, yeah. A lemon, definitely. Now let's move on to. Well, technically, if you do a cross section of things like pineapples and lemons and avocados, then yeah, you get ellipses. But if they're in 3D, they're called ellipsoids, I believe. But I don't want to get too technical. Yeah, I mentioned technical terms anyway. Anyway. F1 fragmenting hand grenade. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. We should also discuss how we can calculate their surface. Maybe. I would, but I might, like, scare some people away. Okay, what was I going to say? Oh, right. So, let's go on to the next shape. A rectangle. A rectangle. 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 Yes. So let me provide an example of a rectangle. Let me bring out my drawing skills. Poggers. Okay, let's see. Ah! Let me just pin this to the taskbar. There we go. Okay. That is an example of a rectangle. That's what a rectangle looks like. A rectangle. So, and I'm sure, and these guys have already started providing examples. A bed, yes. A mattress, if you want to be more specific. A cabinet, yes. Or a wardrobe, or a drawer, set of drawers, yeah. There are rectangular plates, true. A book, yeah. An iPod, mm-hmm. A phone, mm-hmm. Flags, yeah. A door, very good. The Windows and Windows 95 and 98, yes. And Windows ME, I guess. A notebook, yes. Both a computer notebook and a paper notebook. A table, mm-hmm. A chocolate bar, yes. The newest TV, yeah, provided that it's flat screen. A ruler, mm-hmm. A window, yes. Yeah, I'll get to squares in a moment. A gaming table, sure. A pool, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A soccer field, yes. Or a football field, really. Oh, speaking of which, another example of an oval or ellipse would be a track. You know, like a running track. But anyway, a Rubik's Cube, well, technically, yeah, if you were to look at it from one perspective. And it's like, but wait, wouldn't that be a square? Yeah, but I'll get to squares in a moment. You'll see why. Okay, a suitcase, mm-hmm. A piece of paper, yes. A photo frame, a TV screen, yes, yes, and a fish tank, yes, if you were to look at it from one perspective. A keyboard, very good. A flower vase, not necessarily. Sometimes, yeah. It depends on the vase. A cutting board, mm-hmm. A dictionary, yeah. Although that would technically be a book, and we already mentioned books. But yeah, as Magical pointed out here, that's what a rectangle would look like. A rectangle. The floor, in some cases, yeah, it depends on the shape of the room. And someone mentioned the room, yeah. In a sense, like you'd have to look at it from a certain viewpoint. A Wi-Fi router? Not necessarily. It depends on the shape. So it depends on the shapes, although many of them are rectangular in shape. Mousepad? Yeah. I'm looking at mine right now. A modem? Yeah, but again, it depends on the shape. A tooth? I mean, if you're SpongeBob, sure. A coffin? Yeah. Yeah, a coffin, mm-hmm. A graphics card? In this kind of more those, yeah. In some case, yeah, I would say yeah, but you'd have to like uh, alter the shape a bit to make it a perfect rectangle. But yeah, an ID card, or cards in general. Fridge, yes. Sofa, not necessarily, but yeah, it can be it can be rectangular. A shelf laying down. Technically, a box could be a rectangle as well. But you guys get the idea. Crayon box, Xbox, yeah, some gaming consoles are rectangular in shape. And if the rectangles are in 3D, then they're called rectangular prisms. Rectangular prisms. Let me type that out. A rectangular prism. Traffic signs, yeah. They can be rectangular. Not always, of course, but some of them are rectangular. Some of them are circular. Some of them are triangular. It depends. A laptop, I think we've already mentioned that, but that's okay. Okay. But, anyway. A cuboid, I mean, that's another name for it, really. For a rectangular prism. Okay. Alright, well, you guys get the idea. Oh, a poster, yeah, very good. But anyway. Nintendo Switch without Joy-Cons. Yeah. Although I think we've already mentioned consoles, but that's fine. Anyway. What was I going to say? Oh, right. So you guys get what a rectangle looks like. SpongeBob SquarePants, very good. Okay. So, now let's talk about squares. A square. What is this thing you call a square? A square. Ew, I don't like that. Let me fix that. Hold up, let me delete that. A square. A square. Oh, thank you. Yes. Someone provided a picture. A much better picture. Yeah, a square. That's what a square looks like. That's a square. So... a square is a special type of rectangle in which all sides are equal. So in a rectangle, you have two pairs of opposite sides. Two pairs of opposite sides that are in which like both sides of each pair is equal. So you have two equal short sides and two equal long sides. And a square is a special kind of rectangle in which both pairs of sides, so all four sides, are equal. So yeah, as someone else pointed out, technically someone else also pointed this out, but that's fine. As both people pointed out, all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. Just as how all, just as all squares are, just as all circles are ellipses, but not all ellipses are circles. And the same could be said for the rhombus and the parallelogram, but we'll get to that later. Okay, anyway. So can you think of examples of squares? Yeah, there aren't going to be very many examples, but let's try it. A washing machine, sort of. It depends. Some of them can be square, like some of them can be square. Some of them can be. Well, actually, no. I think they're generally in this like in the shape of a square. But whatever. I think you have it the other way around. A square is a special type of rhombus, not the other way around. Because what differentiates a square from a rhombus is that all of the angles on the inside, they're all right angles. So a square is an upright rhombus, basically. A square is a parallelogram, yes. So a rectangle is a parallelogram, a square is a parallelogram, a rhombus is a parallelogram. So they're all parallelograms. But yeah, that's what a square would look like, yes. Okay. The computer screen, well, it depends. Some computer screens are squares, but not all of them. In fact, many of them are not square-like, are not squares. They're more rectangular. A perfect 2 centimeter by 2 centimeter 2D drawing. Yeah, that's an example. A mosaic floor. The face of a Rubik's Cube. Yes. A chessboard is made up of 64 squares. Yes. A chessboard. Oh, you have to leave, Javier? Okay, well, thank you for coming. Yeah, that's a good point. If the sides of a parallelogram are not... well, if the sides of if there are four sides for of a shape, there are four sides for a shape and they're not equal, then, like, not a single one of them... Well, I mean, they're... How do I explain this? Like, if they're not... like, any shape with four sides is generally it's a quadrilateral, by definition. But whether or not they're parallelograms depends on whether or not, the sides are parallel. As in, they run alongside each other. They don't... Oh, crap. Sorry about that. I think Discord just booted me out for a brief moment. I don't know why. Okay. Anyway, so as I was saying, a quadrilateral is a shape with four sides, and there are different types of quadrilaterals, and we already talked about them. We have... Yeah, oh, thank you. Yeah, those are examples of squares. Certain bags can be squares. Thank you, Maede. But as I was saying, parallelograms are quadrilaterals. Rhombuses, or rhombi, whatever, are quadrilaterals. Squares are quadrilaterals. Trapezoids are quadrilaterals. I should probably type all this out. A quadrilateral. A shape with four sides. So examples could be, yeah, any four-sided figure. Jazzy, you're here! Yay! My life is complete. Square, rectangle, diamond, rhombus, trapezoid, parallelogram. Yes, you're learning geometry. Deal with it. Anyway. Okay. But yeah, Magical's already posted it. Okay, just making sure. Okay, so yeah, a kite. Yeah, a kite would be an example of a diamond. But we're not going to get to diamonds just yet. So we talked about. So we've talked about the circle, the ellipse, the circle, the ellipse, the rectangle, the square. Okay, let's talk about the. I guess we can talk about the rhombus. Let's talk about the rhombus. The rhombus. Yeah, it's more accurate to say that the kite is a diamond, because diamonds can be a diamond can be a rhombus, but not necessarily a diamond, because a rhombus has, by definition, it needs to have all sides equal, and diamonds don't always have equal sides. So, yeah, exactly. A rhombus is a skewed square, basically. Yeah, the opposite sides need to be equal and parallel. That's the definition of a rhombus. They don't have to be, the interior angles don't have to be right angles. They just have to, the sides just have to be parallel. And they have to be equal in length. Is the kite shape not called a deltoid? I don't even think I've heard of that term. Unless you're referring to the muscle, but I know you're not. But I've never heard of that being. I've never heard that geometrical term. Oh yeah, technically kites are called deltoids. You're right. Oh, did I miss? Oh, did I miss? Did I misdefine something? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see. I'm sorry, Magical. My bad. Oh, okay. So apparently kites and diamonds are different. My bad. So rhombuses and diamonds are technically the same. It's just that diamonds are diamonds are like basically sideways rhombuses. But they're still technically rhombuses. They're just positioned sideways. But a kite is different from a diamond, because for a kite, the sides don't have to be equal. So yeah, I like diamonds. Who doesn't? I mean, Cardi B herself said so in one of her songs. God, it's just so simple-minded. Okay, let's see. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so, but yeah, going back to the rhombus, that's Maeda provided an example here. That's what a rhombus would look like. And of course, you could also, like, we might as well cover the diamond as well. A diamond is a rhombus, and a rhombus is a diamond. Rhombuses are just like, they're just like, they're positioned like the top and bottom sides are positioned like horizontally, like they're flat horizontally, whereas with the diamond, like the Like there are 2 point one of the points is like directly up, the other's down, one's to the left and one's to the right. So diamonds are like sideways rhombuses, but they're both the same thing. Shine bright like a diamond. Oh wait, crap, now I'm just confused. Magical, I'm sorry, but now I'm getting confused. Cause like I'm getting confused here. So, like, cause I have one people saying that they're the same, and I have another person saying that they're not. So, I'm sorry, I'm just getting confused. Well, at least you guys know what the general shapes look like, you know? Now, it's not like you're gonna be. I don't think you'd be able to come up with very many examples, though, of either. So I'm not gonna bother asking. Yeah, the shape in the deck of cards. A certain shape in the deck of cards. So you know how there are 4 shapes for cards? A club, a diamond, a heart, and a spade? Well, that's one example. Let me come on VC so I can explain. Explain away. Hi!
Okay. Hello. Okay. So but basically, see, we have a parallelogram, okay, and a parallelogram is something that has two parallel sides, and there are two things that come out of this. It is a rectangle and a diamond. If the angle, yeah, if the angle between two sides, between all of the sides are 90 degrees, it will become a rectangle which its sides are equal 2 by 2. But if the sides are all equal together, it's become a diamond. Okay. And a square a square is a mixture of rectangle and diamond because it has same sides and it has 90 degree angles. The point here is that diamond and a square both can be called rhombuses. Why? Because they have the same sides. The degree between the angle that they have is not really important, but the side is the same. So technically, diamond and a square are both a rhombus uh, because they have same sides. But we cannot say that a rhombus is a diamond because it can also be a square. The same applies to kind of like a square. For example, a square is kind of a rectangle which has same sides. A square is also kind of a diamond which has same angles. But a diamond is not a square and a square is not a diamond. It's kind of like you can say that a child is like their parent, but you cannot say that their parent is like the child because the parent was there first. So the same applies to the rhombus. Rhombus is something that has same size, so it's like a category. You cannot say that the things that are in the category. You can say that the things that are in the category are like it, but you cannot say the category itself is like the things that are within it.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I hope so.
And if you guys still don't understand, well, that's okay. It's as long as you guys know what the general shapes look like. That's the important part. But thank you, Magical.
You're welcome.
Okay. Yeah, angle. That's the correct. I should be a mathematics teacher professor. I was thinking about it, but I honestly, after doing some reflection, I'd rather be an English teacher. I mean, I'd be good at both. I've actually taught math as a tutor, not as an actual teacher, but I just rather do English. Semiconductors entered the chat. Ugh, semiconductors. No. 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 Best teacher. Thank you. I am best boy material now. Okay. So, more like only teacher. Yes, me and my trusty assistant magic head. Best husband boy material. Ah, no, please, no, let's not go there. But yeah, so but like to reiterate what Magical said earlier. So remember, subcategories are not. What's the word for it? They don't work. Like classifications aren't exactly. They don't like go back and forth. Like they're not. They're not necessarily mutual because again, for example, a square is a rectangle, but not all rectangles are squares. So. And it's the same thing with all the other shapes we mentioned. A diamond is a polygon, but not all polygons are diamonds. Exactly. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, okay, okay. Okay, good. Okay, so, well, what other shapes are... Oh, right, let's just go to the triangle. Oh, you can't? Okay, okay, good. Yeah, something is wrong. Something is wrong with your... Something is wrong with your audio. Oh, I'm doing well. How are you? Oh yeah, I remember that, Magical. And it's like, yeah, for like half the class you could not hear me. It was one big oof moment that day. A polygon is a 2D shape. A polyhedron is a 3D shape. A polytope is any dimension shape. Like an isotope! Haha! But anyway. What do you want to talk about? My feelings? No, we're not here for that. But anyway. Triangle. The triangle. The triangle. The triangle. How do you pronounce I love you? You pronounce it as I love you. Lies! Triangle. Yes, a triangle. That's what a triangle looks like. This thing right here. And I literally forgot that my cursor is not being captured by OBS because I am a dumb person. I was going to say the other word, but I want to keep this. I wanted to keep this PG, so oops. Anyway, let me capture my cursor from now on. Oops. But yeah, this is a triangle, and this is also a triangle. And there are special types of triangles, but I'm not going to make this class any more complicated than it needs to be. So a triangle is a shape with 3 sides. So can you think of any examples of triangles? Pythagorean theorem, let's go, right? Law of sines and cosines, yes, let's go. A mountain? Yeah. Yeah, you can think of it that way. It's triangle-like, anyway. A triangle, yes, that's exactly... Yeah, that's exactly what a triangle would look like. And the cross-section of a cone is technically a triangle. Pizza. Yeah, pizza slices. Doritos chips. A hanger. Yes, yes. The play button. Yes. Is it possible to create a triangle with different edge sizes? Of course. Like, a triangle can be equilateral, so that, which means that all of the sides are equal. It could be an isosceles triangle, which means that only 2 of the 3 sides are equal. And it could be a scalene triangle, in which all the sides are different lengths. So let me actually type that in the chat. So I might be helping people with their geometry homework. Ha! But anyway. The flag of Bosnia is a triangle. I don't even know what it looks like. I'm just gonna take your word for it. I don't even, like, I'm just gonna take your word for it. Okay, let's see. Scaling. Okay, so triangles can be equilateral, meaning that all sides are equal. They can be isosceles, meaning that only 2 sides are equal. And they can be scalene, so all sides are of different lengths. Yeah, the yield sign in traffic is an example of a triangle. The roof of a house, like the section under the roof, I mean. Because the roof, the sides of the roofs, the sides of the roof themselves would be rectangles, but whatever. Or squares, whatever applies. But yeah.